Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Life After 3D. Now, judging by the title, you're probably going, what the hell is he on about? Well, I'd like to thank you all for taking part in an experiment last Thursday. Some of you will have noticed that I put the same video up on here on YouTube as a short, on TikTok, on Facebook, and on Twitter. And it was the one saying, well, I bet you can't do that, right? That was for a reason. I wanted to prove a point to myself. I've had a theory for a while that as a content creator and an artist and a musician, one of the things that is the hardest of all is getting people to look at your stuff or listen to your music or read a book you've wrote or whatever. It doesn't matter what you do and what field you're working in. That is the hardest thing, because we're living in a world now of clickbait, where people are more on a nostalgia trip, especially with music. There's more, very few people listening to new music these days. It's all older stuff that they used to listen to, harder to break through. Same thing happens in art, that the established names often get the most traction. If you lose that traction, it's very difficult to get it back. I know from personal experience. So the whole point, excuse me, bit of a bad chest today, of that video was to prove that if you say to somebody, I bet you can't do X, that secretly most people can do. It's about 25% of people can do that with their fingers, right? I knew that before I did it. But like all good clickbait, you've got to make it a bit like hold my pint and watch this. You've got to challenge people, and people love to prove people wrong. So that is what I did. Now, on TikTok alone, it has vastly more views than any other video I've put up, and all the stuff on there is all the music and guitar stuff, to a power of 3, right? 3 times more views than the most popular video I've done up to that point. YouTube, not as much. I think that's because not many people watch the whole shorts thing on YouTube anyway, and ironically, with all that used to clickbait on YouTube, that people don't go for it. By far the biggest second group of people was Facebook. There was more interaction on that video for Facebook than anything I've posted in a long time. I find this somewhat ironic, because it proves that when you're trying to start something new, whether it's like me starting new businesses up and trying to make some money, or if you're a musician trying to get people to listen to your music, or you're a writer, you want people to read your stuff, no matter what you're doing, you're going to have a hard time, right? Because people don't really want to do that. They like the things they already know. So that was important information for me. That was the whole point of that, right? So we've got all that to one side. Just so I wanted to do another video instead of this one, but I thought I'd better do this one first, just to illustrate why I was doing what I was doing, and that it was important information from a marketing point of view, that if I'm starting new products and new lines of stuff, that the only way you're going to get any traction is basically clickbait stuff like that, unfortunately. So it's what it is, the world created that, not me. Now, I don't know what I've mentioned in detail, but there'll be a link appearing on this video where I look right about now for my Etsy shop. I've started selling t-shirts of designs of mine. There's about 20 products at the moment. It'll be expanding over time. I'm basically trying to find my feet on that one. There's also a Ko-Fi link, so anybody feels like buying me a coffee, it'll be down there as well. The first and only person who ever put me on that was Beer 8, and he's the person that bought me the first coffee on that, so thank you, Beer. I just never got around to actually mentioning to everybody that it was there at all, because I get sidetracked on things. Now, I know some people have been asking about the depression, how I'm doing. There's some people have, been messages and stuff. It comes in waves. Right now, I feel absolutely fine. I've been getting stuff done this morning. I was splitting up all the songs from the recordings from last Monday night, because it's Monday today and I've sat on the bloody things for an entire week. I thought I'd better get those done out of the way before more recordings tonight. and I've got a full list of things. I've started like a book with a to-do list for every day to stop me getting sidetracked and hopefully get rid of this horrible, unable to start doing anything feeling. We'll see if that works. And I've got a second book which has appointments all the way down for the day, so I know I can block out exactly what I'm doing in my day. That will help a lot. So you're also probably thinking, how many t-shirts do you sell, Robson? 0. None. Nada. Zilch. But I don't think I will for a while. I think I'm going to need about 100 or more products before you'll see any sales, because you've got to find out what people are buying in any given platform. At the moment, I haven't got a clue, right? So I'm stabbing in the dark. Anybody has any particular ideas, then go for it, you know. But the idea for that is to not break existing copyrights for people. Because I see people do that all the time, that's fair enough. But the trouble is you are limiting yourself to how big your business can get. The moment, let's say if you start making, I don't know, Marvel t-shirts, you know, with Moon Knight on, right? Or the Moon Knight logo. Yes, people will buy them. However, the moment Marvel's legal department finds out about that, Disney is going to be sending you a cease and desist letter and possibly court action. And they can ask for every penny you've made off that, plus extra. So that's why I don't want to limit things too much. It might not work anyway, but I want to start on a good footing. There's plenty of times in my career where images of mine have been ripped off and footage of mine, you know, without any credit or anything else, and people have made money off it. I know what that's like. I'm trying to make sure that I don't do it consciously to anybody else. So there's some stuff like, you know, paintings of mine might end up in t-shirts, but I'm not sure of where I stand on a legal standpoint. There's anybody that's watching this that is a lawyer, and I know at least one person I know is over in America. I'm not sure how it stands legally. Is if I do a painting of a famous person, is that technically breaking copyright? If anybody knows, stick it in the tell section down there. Because that would open a lot of things up. You know, those sort of things I can still do. Not as fast as I used to, because, you know, my hands are knackered, but I can still do the paintings. I did one a while ago of David Bowie for a friend, a commission of that one. So I know I can still do all that. Maybe not every day, all day, but I can still do that. And I have done commissions before with the paintings. A lot of it's just down to a space issue, because this is a small house and there's not really a dedicated art room like there used to be when I was living on my own. I used to have a dedicated painting room. That's where all the art happened. And I could start a painting, walk off, go and do something else, come back to it later that day or the next day or whatever, and everything was as I left it. Can't really do that in this house. There's no way to do it. But yeah, so I'm feeling fairly chipper at the moment. We'll see, you know, when the next big dip comes, because it will, let's face it, you know, it's a cyclical thing. I'm trying to get rid of triggers for it, try to cut any potential things that can set it off that I'm aware of, trying to get myself motivated to do stuff, hence the to-do list and stuff like that. I know a lot of people swear by that sort of thing in journaling. I'm not really too bothered about the journaling side, but, you know, it's more, if you give me a list, I'll do it, right? But what I've got to watch for, and I know some people will get this straight away, is if I start making the list each night for the next day, and it's full of easy things I know I'm going to do anyway, that's me playing the fucking system, right? And going, oh, well, I'll put these easy things on, looks like I've done loads of things, but I haven't. That's pointless. But I will watch myself, because I know what I'm like, right? I have a nefarious fucking mind. I really do. So we'll see what happens. But I'm trying my best, you know, onwards and upwards and all that. So that's just about what I'm going to cover in this video. I'm recording this on Monday. It'll probably go on Tuesday. Playing the turf night with Gypsy Dave Smith. Then I've got a lot of stuff coming this next weekend. With the wife having to go to hospital, stuff like this, and, you know, so that's going to be a bit of a dead weekend this weekend coming. The video next week, unless I got it done beforehand, might be a few days late, or we might even have a week missing, depending on things over the weekend, right? So I apologise for that in advance in case it happens. So I'm Wayne Robson. This is Life After 3D, and I haven't made a full thumbnail yet, have I? We've got to do the hands in the right place. Like that. Lovely. Right. So at least I've got some sort of thumbnail, because I always do a screen capture later on, you know what I mean? And I will see you all next time. I do plan on doing a one with a lot of the comments that have been on the video and on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. I've got all the screen captures. I know what I've got to do. It's just going to be a bit of a fiddle around at the editing stage. So I've sort of been putting it off for a couple of weeks. But I'm going to try my very best the next video to do that, right? So if I don't, feel free to moan at me, right? And call me names and shit. Right, we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.